Stop the intro! Stop the intro! We're dropped into the action! Why am I in my underwear? What was I thinking when I did this? Hey everybody, Sonic here, and unfortunately this is post-commentary. Little snafu when I'm trying to get this stuff together. It got corrupted. The video, it's usually the video that gets corrupted and the audio that's fine. This time it's the other way around. A little more salvageable in that respect. And in the end, I think I was actually a little happier with the fact that the audio recording was kind of destroyed in a sense, because I wasn't exactly the happiest with it. We'll get to that, and I can talk about that a little bit later, but I kind of just want to talk about the game a bit more right now. So as you can see right now, I am fighting the boss. And doing spectacularly horrendous at it. I thought that my rut was just last episode. Apparently it's just going to continue on this time around. And there we go. Timber. Oh, just take a knee. Take a knee. You know, funny considering taking a knee and it's how it's symbolized in regards to marriage. I mean, you could almost say it's very appropriate. And no charging at me this time around. Just running around. For some reason in my underwear. What was I thinking when I did this again? I need a bird. Give me the bird. I'm gonna try to commentate this as if I were actually playing. It's gonna be a little bit weird in that respect, but I figured it'll be a little more fun that way as well. I've kind of decided that I'm just gonna have to stop second guessing myself when it comes to commentary and just allow things to be a little more natural. If I have blank spots in my commentary, just get over it, get on with it. Can't spend the entire time trying to fill in the commentary with something all the time. And that's one of the things. Well, yeah, because going back to that, that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of happy with how my commentary getting destroyed for this last episode, because I really just wasn't happy with it. I was kind of trying to force myself to fill in all the empty space in the commentary, and all it did was just leave me to sound like I was desperate to talk, and I don't want to have it come out across like that, because ultimately what I want is to show that I'm having fun while playing the game, because yeah, no, the game itself warrants all this much fun. So trying to also focus on commentary at the same time, I feel like I come across as either uninterested or overthinking a whole bunch of things. So hopefully from here on out I'll be able to present myself a little bit better. Focus more on, even if it's just talking about what's going on in the game, bring about a little bit of charisma. And I think I came to this conclusion, especially after watching a few Let's Play from Steven Plays and from Tom Fox. They weren't really deviating too much into outside of the game. Like they did, of course, from time to time, because usually if you have something you want to talk about, it's not really related to the game, but it just seems to apply at the moment. I mean, you just gotta let it fly. Just gotta know how to make it work, right? Alright, so right here we are over the poison Kool-Aid, I guess we could call it. Not sure what else we could call it. And we're trying to fish here. Reached it. Hello, little fishy. You know you want it. You know you want it. I can get... You got the... Oh, I messed it up. Now I'm just waiting for the fish to come right back. And it's over there. Come and nibble. Come and nibble. You know you want it. You know you want it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna pull right about. Yeah, there we go. Pull, 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 pushy! Pushy! What are you doing there? Yeah, no, when Beans and I, well, I knew it from beforehand, but when Beans saw that when we were recording this first time around, she was, a bit surprised. She actually had not seen that before. So what's interesting here is that, when I was recording this, I thought I was a lot further ahead than Tyler and Josh at the time of recording this, and that would be a lot further ahead. But no, I mean, if you look over, especially on Tyler's side, he's actually keeping within the 5 mark uh, from me. And to Josh's credit, like getting the moons on Bowser's Kingdom is a bit of a slow pace, and the same thing can be said for the Moon Kingdom, which is where we're going right about now. He's not getting away. Let's save those two. Incredibly fast test, not letting any time to the story. It's one of the shames about playing this game as a race, because yes, it's fun to go through the game, show how skilled you are, but I also kind of like just the simple story that they chose to tell with this. And Mario coming out dapper as dapper. Catch myself there. Almost said some things I did not want to say. And it's funny actually, going back to Tyler and Josh, like I believe it was this very episode where they were talking about how certain curse words are of a different tier of curse badness, I guess you could say, and how you can say some words and you won't really be chastised all that much, but as soon as you say things like the F word or the CU word or the N word, things of that nature, that's when people start giving you the look. You know the look. Come on, you know the look. It's that disapproving look that judges you for everything. Even for the things that aren't even related to what had just happened. They just judge you. You know the look. Alright, power ourselves up so we have a few more hits. Place your bets now. How much do you all think that's gonna last? But yeah, no, and going back to the curse word thing, it kind of just makes me think about the fact that I've chosen not to curse so much in my videos anymore, and that's more of just a personal thing. I don't honestly have any problems with curse words for the most part. I think my biggest peeve would be if curse words are used to an excessive degree. If it's like having like me personally, like this might not be like the best analogy on my sake because I'm not the biggest fan of icing to begin with, but I'm okay with a little icing on cakes and things of that nature. But you know, plenty of people. Let me make sure I get my words correctly. Plenty of people are happy with icing, but once you go to the point where it's like nothing but icing, it starts to feel like it's way too sweet. I think that's kind of the logic that I feel I would take with regards to curse words. Like I don't mind it a couple of times if it's done in clever ways or in particularly really funny ways. But once you start to hit that point where every other word is a curse word to the point where if you were to put it up on TV broadcast, it's bleeping out every 10 seconds or something like that, that's when you know that there's a problem. And it's always made me feel weird because I wonder, like, what would I want to, like, if I were to go back to my older videos, would I want to change them so that there was no curse words involved, or do I want to leave them as it is? Because I feel like changing some of the old stuff would be kind of taken away of what we did in that moment and what I was in that moment. I definitely cursed a whole lot more than I do now when I was younger. I say that as if I'm old. I'm not really old. Am I old? Coming up on 26. Probably in about a month or so. Which, by the time you guys watch this, who knows? That could be way, way down the line. Grabbing ourselves some little star bits here. They're not actually star bits, but you know the shape of it are clearly designed to be inspired by the Super Mario Galaxy star bits, which I think is a clever idea, given the only quote-unquote only space-themed level in this area, in this game. I mean, hello, big giant octopus person. Let me bounce on your head. Yes, we did see some rocks like that in the planet. So I decided to ignore the musical man and go for the octopus. No, I decided to skip the octopus man and go for the music. That's what I meant to say. I'd say it was worth it. I got a moon out of it, whereas octopus would have only given me coins. Yeah, you probably started to notice down there that the bar keeps having a little shift where Tyler keeps popping in and out, in and out. It's just been constant back and forth between us in a sense. Meanwhile, Josh looking for a couple of moons here and there in the Bowser's Kingdom. And I'm diving right into the hole. And suddenly, because there's lava and stuff all over the place, the gravity is back to normal. Or at least normal as regards to the Mario world. Yeah, you said it there, Cappy. Flip around and shift this little rock all the way forward. And we get ourselves another moon under the Bowser statue. I actually do remember, as when we were recording this, Beans also did not know about this one. And I almost felt like that one was one of the, I guess, fairly obvious ones to get. Because as you're falling down, if you're attentive enough, you can see the little nub on the top of it. Now we're flying around in the dry bones, and here I believe, yeah, for some reason I'm pressing the button to jump, but because I didn't hit, because it kept shaking the remote, it didn't actually raise me up. So I actually had to stop, press the button, and slowly press it in order to gain any height. And now, what am I doing here? Trying to fight with the camera. I think I saw those purple coins down there, and I decided to skip them in favor of going down this hole. Because there's a key right here. Now, I remember this one was actually one of those that I definitely missed the first time I went through this. I had to get it during a second pass. Boom! In a hole in the magma. And speaking of boom, yeah, just because I'm being post commentary doesn't mean that I have the perfect timing. And you know what I say about timing, folks? Timing is everything. And speaking of everything, since I thought I was way ahead of them, I thought it'd be a good idea to try to practice a few shortcut tricks in this area. And I actually managed to do okay right here, I believe. Yes. Okay, so not quite as okay as I thought. I got rid of the bonuses there, and right here I screw up. Yeah, I kind of forgot that the hat would be on those wigglers, so kind of threw me off there. Having to go all the way back over here. A game wouldn't throw me a bone, put me at least back where the button was. I think that there's there's three checkpoints in this area. Oh, okay. Done in by the fire pillar. It's always one of those things where like you're doing really super good the first time around, then you have one little mishap, and then it's just a chain reaction of mishaps. It's one of the worst things, I feel. Fly! Fly, dry bones! Be free! Fly away like an eagle. Fly as high as the sun. Wait. No, you're not quite. Don't fly to the sun. That sounds like a bad idea. Yeah, right there, I was kind of surprised that they made it all the way up there. I don't know why it would be, considering they basically can do the same thing I'm doing. I just find it kind of strange the fact that they just pursued me up a plane when usually most enemies don't really do that. They'll chase you down a plane, but that's a different story. Alright, so is this attempt number 2 at the shenanigans? I almost want to say it is. Yeah, I attempted it there and messed it up. At this point, I'm like, alright, so either I make this recovery or I am burning. Somehow I made it. And then here, I honestly, it might actually be possible to be able to do this if you were to long jump to the right spot where the rainbow wrigglers are not in the way. Or like if you could throw your hat just the right way, then just hat jump around there in a C shape. Then repeat right over here, jumping from little pillar to pillar. Yeah, that would have been possible. Been faster than the platform, but I think I was done. I wanted to be done with dying at random intervals. Meanwhile, taking this bonsai bill and hitting the wall to reveal ourselves another moon. Yay! And thankfully, they were kind enough to give us a little return spot of sorts. And it's funny because they chose to do it with the electric guys. I'm not entirely sure what they're called. I'm not going to bother looking them up right at this very moment. But they could have easily achieved the same effect by putting a warp pipe there, which is what they usually do for things like that. Alright, so here I was going to grab a bullet bill, but they kept just blowing up. And then, instead of learning from it, I allowed myself to die. Yeah, because I think there was no way to get back up. The lava bounce doesn't actually let you reach that high. I'm trying to watch the time to see when it's time for the torture. I know what the torture is, and I could say what it is, but since we're in that opportunity, I'm just gonna go ahead and wait for when Tyler and Josh reveal it on their screen. And actually something to note that kind of in relation to the earlier tactic was trying to skip over those platforms, the moving platform. It's a case where I've been a lot further ahead than Tyler and Josh, but it's been a case where I guess played it a lot more safe than they have, whereas they've been pulling off much more complex maneuvers. And in some respect, a lot of things that they do it way faster than I do. It's just that at the same time, they screw up a lot more than I do. So it kind of makes for a mixed bag sort of thing. Like, they definitely have the potential to be, like, if they didn't screw up, they definitely would be way further ahead than they are right now. So I guess by their own volition. The fact of the matter is that since they're doing an extra emphasis on commentary, then their focus isn't as easy to go. Wait, what? Wait, what? Why did that actually happened? What? I'm actually kind of surprised. Speaking of commentary, I just realized that I never mentioned that if you guys hear me sounding a little bit differently this time around, I'm actually attempting to use a headset for the microphone instead of using the computer's built-in microphone, and it sounds a little bit different in a sense to me, which is probably why I didn't want to use it at first. But it also picks up a lot less noise, so I feel like it was a much better trade-off. And I'll have to test it later down the road to see if it picks up someone else. Like if obviously you guys are going to be able to hear me, but let's say if I continue to do this series and I use the headset, would you guys be able to hear Beans if she's mentioning something in the background? If it's a case where it picks up well and the noise still continues to be very low, I might just continue to do that just so that the audio, the quality of the audio technically gets a slight improvement. Because even though I'm not able to place in a whole bunch of money and time into these videos, I do at least want to try to put some effort into them, as much as I possibly can with the resources I have available to me. You know, funny, I said I was going to talk more and more about the game, but yet I feel like I've been talking more and more about little random tidbits here and there. I guess to be fair, I'm not actually playing the game at the moment, so it makes it a little bit easier to collect my thoughts. Don't lie, that does look very, very painful. How would you feel about getting smacked with a giant golden ball? It wouldn't feel good, wouldn't it? Now, speaking of, for some reason, this boss is giving me all the trouble. And I can't really explain why, because it's really just the same boss as the first time around, just a few more hats, I guess you could say. Well, I guess the first boss technically was Topper, but outside of the Brutals, this was the first boss of the game. Oh no, yeah, I think I'm gonna die here, or do I actually... Uh-oh. I guess I only did die one time. Or did I die here? There we go. Yeah, I guess... Wait, was it just the one time, or have I been talking so long that I haven't noticed? Fun stuff when post commentary is about as blind as the actual commentary. Alright, and here we go, going to save the day, so to speak. Oh, and here we go. The wheel of torture is finally spinning and spinning and spinning. And what do we get? It's Gucci Gang! Now, here's the thing. I couldn't do Gucci Gang at this time because the store isn't available in the moon. I would actually have to... Actually, I'm not even sure if you could leave the moon, come back, and the store would be there. I think they actually... The store doesn't arrive until after you've beaten the game. But either way, it would have been a crime, at least like in a story sense. Even though we're kind of skipping through the entire story, to have gone to fight Bowser in anything but what we're wearing right now. And I will say, like, even though this is a relatively easy boss fight, I really do like the dynamic of this fight. It feels very action-packed at the very least. I actually never noticed that Mario still had the pose on him. Like he was actually doing the punches as well. So essentially, they could have made Mario 64 with the punching system and everything. Not gonna lie, I would love for them to bring that back at some point. I can understand why it wouldn't. They it usually reserve Mario's ability to a specific gimmick of a game, but don't deny, you would love to see Mario having the full range of abilities that he had back in Mario 64, and then some. Which, I guess the and then some was pretty much done for this game. Alright, 2 hits in, and then Bowser's going to start breathing fire on us again. I actually think that instead of having him do this fire breathing, like, yes, do this, but also would have been nice if he did, bringing it back to Mario 64, if he had done the, having fire breathe down from way above. And basically, similar to how Harriet drops bombs that cause a little lava spots to stay in place, like having that spread out all over the stage, making it a little bit more difficult to actually win. And did it! Oh no, it's a fake out. Punch the right way, Mario. And nope, no cutscene for you. No context, just Sun and Boulder. Sun and Boulder is all the context you're gonna get. Are those two alright? Well, maybe not so much. But now all 3 of us, well, 4, 5 people. There's only 3 on screen, but 5 technically. There's 5 people. And this is definitely a really cool aspect, like getting to play as Bowser through this final area. Ooh, that kinda hurt. I'm making my way through all of those areas as quickly as possible. And hey, look, I made a bridge. Took me what, 5 seconds or less, perhaps. Hey, if you guys have seen any of my other Let's Plays, you know I never hesitate to make a Atlantis reference, or pretty much any sort of reference to anything that I really like. Well, honestly, Atlantis is definitely one of those Disney movies that is extraordinarily underrated. Wish it got more love than it did. Breaking through all these bricks. I like the fact that they chose to use Peach's original red hair sprite for this one. Because when you really think about it, the Mario sprite isn't the actual same 8-bit sprite from Super Mario Brothers. So the fact that they went ahead and used the actual original sprites, or like slightly modified versions of them, was a really nice little touch, I would say. I wanted to keep quiet so you guys could get to hear the music and just soak in the moment of this final area. But yeah, right before the 30-minute mark, completed the boss fight. And I kind of knew from, even while we were recording it, that was basically all I was going to get to do. So that's why I didn't really bother to skip this cutscene. Because even if I had skipped, I still would have had to wait for certain for the game to come back into control, and the timer would have run out right there and then. So I opted to just allow this cutscene to run for you guys, just so you get to enjoy the ending. If we're gonna get any bit of story, at the very least, we're gonna get that bit, right? But yeah, as you can see by the progress bar down below, Tyler is one moon right behind me. He's talked so much Mario 64. Clearly, I got stars in my head. Fitting considering what's coming up next. Oh no, Mario cannot have it. Nope, they're gonna try to woo the princess, get her their affections, because you know how the song goes. Lovers always fight with their heart. But the princess ain't having any of it. This is just the best. Mario just patting Bowser in the back of the shell. Like the two of them were just bros. The funniest thing. But yeah, I think I will leave you guys with this little ending bit. Thank you all so much for watching. Live commentary will resume with the next episode. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter. And I'll see you all wherever this adventure continues next. Wherever this race continues next. It is also a race. And I intend to beat Tyler and Josh. See you guys next time.